for you all, I'm really curious and I'm wondering, what do you want to do when we as a country, as a world, we are entering a new phase of human life, and it's supposed to be 9 months from now. And I really kind of think about intentions and what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to carry to the future, and what do you want to let go? So I'm really curious, where do you see your future going? Again, where do you see your future going? How can we get you there? And do you believe that you'll achieve it, or are you willing to make compromises? Because that inner voice, I want you to know, doesn't want to make compromises. It will compromise how to achieve the path and how to get there, but it wants to be alive. So what makes you alive? Confidence and positivity is a great thing. 50 Cent talked about people would assume that he's arrogant because they don't know the journey that he's been on, and that it's really confidence for him. So no one understands your perspective like you do. You know your strengths. You know how far you have taken your weaknesses. So confidence is a great thing. Positivity is a great thing. It's believing that you can do something. You've done it before. You have achieved enough experience to be able to cultivate and achieve and believe and do. So confidence and positivity are key to developing this mindset. And you can do this. I believe in it. Will you achieve the dreams? Will you achieve the path? This is about building the mindset to endure, to build the experience, to become like the athlete, but to form that mindset, to form positivity, to form that indomitable spirit. Can you do it? Will you do it? I believe in you. Will you believe in yourself? Let's see. Path in the next 9 months. They say that Pluto is like a generational thing that's in our astrology charts. I was born in Sri Lanka. Still very much part of my beliefs. Growing up, we looked at Vedic astrology charts. It's kind of like the natal charts that we have in the West and in other parts of the world. So looking at these charts, my entire culture, my entire society, we used to look at weddings, when to have certain auspicious moments to get engaged, to do certain things. And, for me, there's been so many of these weird kismet moments, and I genuinely feel like, the next future for me, I'm starting to see my destiny a little bit more. It's really funny. So for you all, I'm really curious and I'm wondering, what do you want to do when we as a country, as a world, we are entering a new phase of human life, and it's supposed to be 9 months from now. And Ayubowan, welcome, and may you be blessed with a long life. I'm Saul Matthew of Kuz's Key, and today we're going to be talking about mindsets. Mindset is the key to my individual success. Mindset can be what sets you apart and what also allows you to crumble in the moment of fear and stress. If you are watching this, this is part of the 3rd chapter of the ACE series, and also this is the start of the Mindset podcast of Kusiski. So mindset and the belief that I can achieve sometimes the impossible, and the ability to self-manifest has really been a powerful thing. Just in healing, the way that they figure out how effective a medicine is, it's based on the placebo effect. So based on the power of the mind, how successful is someone able to heal in ratio to just the placebo, the sugar pill, just them believing that this piece of medicine or the sugar pill is what's fixing them. But ultimately, it's through the power of the mind and change behavior. But in medicine, how effective a treatment is compared to the placebo effect. So essentially, if we're able to believe that we're going to heal, like in the placebo effect, why can't we build our dreams with that same mindset? That's what we're going to really get into. I'm really excited. I am, simply because I feel this is where it's not just positive or toxic positivity. This is knowing by experience that you will be able to achieve and manifest because you've done it before. It's like in Harry Potter, what is it, 3. So, oh, funny, this is the 3rd chapter. So Harry has to save him and his godfather Sirius from the Dementors. Also another thing of it being fear. Harry was just afraid of fear, and that's what Dementors really pull out, but they pull out your soul through just fear. And he was able to defend him and his uncle, or his godfather, by knowing that he's already been able to do it because he did it in the future, but realistically it was just a version of himself, but he believed that he could, and he was able to. That's kind of a combination of the self-fulfilling prophecy, the placebo effect, and self-efficacy. But just thinking that you're going to flip a switch and something's going to happen, this isn't fucking magic. As much as I believe in magic, and as much as I challenge you, do you believe in magic when you've lost in the belief of magic? We can still pull miracles and we can still do some amazing things. But there is hard work, there is pain, and there is a pot at the end of the rainbow, but you have to weather the storm. So you can't wave a magic wand, just get the experience and show up at the end, is what I mean. There is no magic that will just take you and fast forward you to the end. Life's not that easy. And honestly, if it was, maybe you are just used to taking the easy way out. But that's not what building your dreams and building this undying mindset is. It's about believing in yourself. It's about letting that flame never be taken out. So before my video just goes away, let's make sure this is still recording. Hey, let me break up some Let's break down some keywords. Mindset. Mindset refers to a person's mental attitude, beliefs, thoughts that shape their perception and approach to life. It plays a critical role in determining resilience, motivation, and success in various aspects of their life. Unstoppable perseverance. Unstoppable perseverance is representing an unwavering commitment, determination, resilience, and overcome obstacles, achieve any desired outcomes. It involves a mindset of resilience, adaptability, tenacity in the face of challenges. Those are some of the concepts we're really going to be working on in this chapter. Attachment theory is really something I'm going to go a little bit more into probably the later chapters, the later episodes within this chapter. And attachment theory is really the dynamics of kind of human relationships and how we've attachment patterns and behaviors and emotions connected with others. And it really controls a lot of our personal and professional and intrapersonal styles. But the reason why I bring it up is I truly believe attachment style will dictate your mindset and how you're resilient when you are faced with challenges. So that's something we'll really cover probably in the middle part of this chapter. So another thing that we'll really kind of talk about is setting reasonable goals. Now, everyone talks about SMART goals. I'm not gonna bring up SMART goals and really break that stuff down because you can Google that. But what I'll do is I'll take something that we use in business, and it's essentially kind of how we look at, it's like a SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. I'm not going to do that, but what I'll do is I'll do more of a deep dive based on how we look at it in a sense of a business model. So what I'll be able to do is breaking down how we look at goals and also how we kind of look at it as more of like as a mental cycle and a mindset cycle, in regards to kind of like I'll leverage a business concept of business models and move it to like a mindset model. And that's what I'll really kind of cover at the end. So the goal of this entire chapter is building a mindset that can not be stopped when you face challenges. It's a mindset that allows you to pivot, learn, be humble, and ask for feedback, ask for growth. It's going to take more of a human path of knowing that we're not perfect and that we are flawed in our own ways. It's just because of a lack of knowledge. But the way we learn that is by failing, learning, asking for hard feedback, learning, pivoting, changing, and it can be done. And those are some of the things that we're really going to be talking about and really trying to figure out how can we, really achieve those dreams and goals of ours. Am I still taping? Yes, I am. Okay. Another thing is we're really gonna go more into, the KPI aspect, but the reason of that is kind of looking at breadcrumbs. Those are, we look at it in, the dating world of breadcrumbing, like someone gives you enough information to kind of like get you there, but realistically they're just taking and they're just giving you enough to keep you around, but they're not really present. But those are subtle cues and experiences and things that can kind of guide us back to where we need to go. And those are like signs that say, hey, listen, this is a pattern. But realistically, as you're achieving and working on your goals, you're going to have to look and see, is this just something that happened, or is there a lesson to be learned? And, is there more meaning behind something, or is it just something you just kind of let go? And then kind of looking at the trending aspect of, you're working on something, you're trying to achieve something, but as you're achieving a certain goal, what are the metrics? How are you achieving it? And, the direction of your actions, and what daily affirmations are your focus. I don't believe people should be doing 8 or 9 things all at once. Most people do that. Multitasking is something I don't do anymore. I am so hyper focused. 1, my trauma history and all this shit, but 2, I'm just efficient now. So it's all about working and giving yourself a focus and a path and a goal each day. And we're gonna get there, and I promise you this is gonna be like the best chapter yet. I didn't like that. poof, you get to restart your life. Poof, you get to be reborn. What would you do? People talk about this whole concept of a multiverse and how every single possibility can exist in the moment, but it's about making an intentional choice, and what we choose is the reality in which we exist. But the option of choice is something that we have, and it feels like we don't always have a choice when it feels like we're always in a state of fight or flight. Now, I already covered that stuff, so this is about knowing that you can achieve it, knowing you can believe. And it's like Mario, you go through, you have enough lives, and sometimes you just have a life where you're just gonna play around. Sometimes you're gonna have a life where you're just gonna explore, and it's okay if you lose the life in the video game, because you have 10 more. But what happens is you're able to gain experience and confidence, so that way when you really decide, hey, I'm playing this level, you're good. You have enough experience, and you have the confidence, and it's not like you're just going in blind, going crazy and be like, I'm gonna be fine, because you feel invincible. And hey, maybe your character is so leveled up, you have all the superpowers, and technically you are invincible, and this level is too easy, and that's fine too. So knowing your strengths, knowing your beliefs, knowing your power, that's how you're going to achieve your dreams. So my question to you is, what dreams do you want to achieve? This chapter is about creating the habits, creating the mindsets. It's about, honestly, looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I got some fucking work to do. So what do you want to get done? What do you see for your future? How do you want to get there? Let's go. Let's go. The question is, where do you want to go? What is your mind telling you? What is your gut telling you? What is your heart telling you? What do you want to leave as your legacy? What is your purpose? What awakens you? The world is changing. Let's change. Let's go. Come on. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? Most people don't even have a plan. Most people don't have enough saved for the future. I've read that only 61% of people don't have enough money for an emergency in America. We say we're the land of the free and we have all this opportunity, and we do, but not having the security to dream and to believe and to achieve and to manifest, you're never going to be able to achieve it. So you got to believe, you got to have the faith, but you have to have that foundation. So it's about, sometimes it might not be for your generation, but you can change it for your kids, and their kids, and their kids' kids. But realistically, you can change in your timeline, in your generation, in your life. You can be reborn. So what do you want to do with that second, third, fourth, fifth, eighth millionth chance? Because today is your day. Make the best of it. All right. Hopefully this video didn't get erased. So false bravado is more of believing you can do stuff that's irrational. It's like, I think of those people who you share like a good day, and they're like, you know what, my day was so much better. Those are the types of people who tend to want to one-up and typically have a sense of false bravado. Another type of person who fits this is going to be some of those, the short man complex, the Napoleon complexes. What happens is there is a bit of their ego that they try to prove that they are something that more than they really are. But what we're trying to build here is not that. Daily affirmations are not just something that we tell ourselves in times of confusion and doubt, or when you are trying to manifest something and you can't see the path ahead of you. Daily affirmations to me are positive statements and declarations that I will do each day. They are my goals. There are things that I need to get done every day. There are things that I have to get done. It is how I've been successful in business, but realistically, it is how I'm successful in this next phase of my life. And it's about knowing that each day there is something that if I don't get done, I don't sleep. I don't get to do the things that I want to do that are my fun things. It could be anything for you. But for me, it is maybe that movie at the end of the night. It is going to be playing on my phone and numbing out and just forgetting the world. I am not going to do that until I get certain of my daily objectives done. It is something that I wasn't always great at doing, but now it is something I do every day, and it has been something I have included in my health journey as healing my infertility, my trauma, and also it is what makes me a high performer at work. It is why I am unfortunately still overqualified and still having a tough time getting jobs, because I'm being highly selective and I prepared for this storm, and I am not going to go backwards and at the detriment for my future, because there are certain things I need to do for the optics. Realistically, I'm better off and I've prepared to be able to weather the storm. So instead of focusing on pennies and dollars, it gives me the time to heal and focus on my dreams. And this part of the chapter is where I really focused and wanted to build the A series around. But what happened was, when I started this, I was still doing too much, and a lot of it was rushed. A lot of it was less intentional in the moment. I mean, less intentional and planned, but more free-flowing and structured. Now, this is less structured, but a lot more intentional. So either way, I'm going to get to the same destination, but the path and the ways in which my daily affirmations or my daily tasks and which I achieve change from based on the mindset that I use. And that's another thing. It's not that you should only have one mindset. There's a mindset for every part of our life and our goals. For now, think about this is to achieve the mindset for the most top 3 things that you really want to do. Figure out those top 3. You might not get all 3 done each day, but what you can do is slowly tinker on each one. And maybe one moves a mile and one moves an inch, and one doesn't move at all, but you're thinking about it. And part of creating mindsets, it's about consistency. It's about letting every part of our little voices inside be heard and be efficient with it, so you're not wasting time and you're able to complete that mindset and that mind cycle really quickly. So let's get there. I'm really excited for this. And again, I'm Saul Matthew of Key. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. KOSKEY on YouTube, or my website is kuski.com, and you could go from there.